Proverbs. See what we can get out of this. This Proverbs chapter 3. This Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, with your whole mind, right? And lean not onto your own understanding, because in this world, people think that prosperity and having wealth and having materialistic things get you closer to the Heavenly Father and Son. Nah, it's faith. And then you got to be of the elect nation of Israel. That's what it is. So, lean not to your own understanding of thinking that materialistic things make you a friend to YAHAWASHI. Nah, that ain't it. It's faith. And you got to be chosen, right? And faith is a gift, right? When you read the book of Ephesians, faith is a gift, right? So that gift of faith got to be given to you for you to trust and believe in YAHAWASHI. Okay? So within these scriptures concerning the Proverbs, pursuing the Proverbs 3 and 5, lean not on your own understanding, trust in YAHAWASHI. Have faith in YAHAWASHI and lean not to your own understanding, because that can get you destroyed. Because in this world we were raised to think materialistic things get you close to the Heavenly Father and Son. It's not that. It's faith. And you got to be chosen, right? You got to be of the chosen of the nation of Israel, and that's it. And if you don't believe, you're just going to die out, okay? Because you're leaning on your own understanding. You think how you was raised in this world and following the instructions of Esau is going to be beneficial to you receiving salvation. Nah. Esau, Edom, is a devil that the Bible speaks of. And he don't think about the Heavenly Father and His Son like that. He think about what he can do on his own, right? He don't trust in YAHAWASHI like that, right? So if you follow him, you will have them same attributes. Nope, you don't do that. At least you die out following Esau, right? So let's jump, right, to Isaiah. See what we can get out of this. Let's see what Isaiah got to say concerning Edom's empire, known as Egypt too, known as Egypt, Babylon, Rome, Mount Seir, you know, all the ancient empires. This is Isaiah chapter 19, right? This is Isaiah chapter 19, verse Isaiah chapter 19, verse 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branches, or rush may do. So what that represents is, it ain't gonna be no work to help Babylon out of this judgment, right? Ain't gonna be no work to help Babylon out of this judgment. And the shortage of jobs is gonna take place. It's gonna get worse, right? And the city's gonna go on lockdown because of full-scale martial law and war, right? And shortage of food, right? But like it said in Isaiah 19 and 15, the head or the tail, nobody ain't gonna be able to work to get Babylon the Great out of this judgment that's coming, okay? Nobody can help this place. It's over with, okay? The judgment is already set. That's why I was saying concerning Habakkuk chapter 3 verse 2, remember mercy, because that's what you're gonna need, man, okay? Because the Heavenly Father and the Son gonna bring hell on earth, man, to where, hey, you're gonna need deliverance to get out of this condition. He gonna bring it, right? So this is let's jump. So it ain't gonna be no work to help Egypt, man. Okay? And the jobs are gonna be cut short. Okay? There's gonna be few jobs in this world, man. In Babylon the Great. What I mean, will be few jobs, man. Okay? You can see on the internet it's getting chopped down. And then that old abominable restaurant, Red Lobster, you know, filed for bankruptcy. So a lot of their companies is getting closed down. And it was one out there in West Markham in Little Rock that closed, right? That abominable Red Lobster, man. Okay? So it's getting rough on the people. Right? It's getting rough on the people with these companies, man. We need jobs, man. Okay? The Heavenly Father is breaking Babylon down, man. The economy is shot. Okay? Nobody's in good case when they in debt. And knowing Donald Trump, he's a debt junkie. Okay? He figured that's how you're supposed to prosper, being in debt. That don't make sense. Okay? But that's how the Edomites think. Okay? But little do they know, right? If you okay, I'll hit you with this. If being in debt allows you to prosper, right? Well, these nations are in debt with YAHAWASHI. So let's see if they prosper in the future. Because they're in debt with YAHAWASHI for what they have done on this earth. So let's see if they be in good case, if debt is a good thing to be in to where you will prosper in the future. Let's see what YAHAWASHI do concerning the debt that these nations owe. Let's see. Okay? Let's see. Right? Let me check these batteries. Alright. So let me go back. Jumping to Isaiah 31, right? We jumping to Isaiah 31, right? In verse 1. It says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. Yeah, destruction. Thinking you gonna uphold America and you gonna get help from America. YAHAWASHI said, look, woe unto you, destruction unto you, right? It says, and stay on horsemen and trust in chariots because they are many. Yeah, you think America, military might is going to sustain America, going to keep America from being defeated and destroyed. You stupid people out there. I was telling y'all through the spirit with that Ukraine war, showing you how weak American military might is when they was going against Russia. Now, okay, if you ain't seduced by the propaganda and the news, Fox and CNN, you ain't seduced by that, ABC and NBC and all them channels. If you ain't seduced by them channels, you see on the alternative media, right, on the web, how they having problems with Iran, okay? America is weak. America's military power is weak when they go up against a nation who got equal or more military capability. They're weak, okay? It's not like the 90s. Them days are gone. You can forget about it, okay? And that's why they're having problems with Iran. They're having problems with Russia concerning Ukraine because America is weak, okay? Their military thought process and their military hardware is stuck in the 80s, you know, early 90s. It's stuck, okay? And then they say they got or working on a hypersonic missile called the Dark Eagle. They don't even know if that works, Okay? If they put it in production, because it costs so much, and if they made it that far to put it out there in the field to use it concerning war. America is full of lies, man. This place is full of lies, man. Okay? They're only great in the movies. And they're only great when they fight people who fight them with rocks and sticks. Okay? If nations got the same military hardware or better, then they show you how America cannot overthrow them. Right? And then America need people to, another way showing America is weak concerning their information within these nations. America needs help to overthrow countries. They need people from the inside to help overthrow them. They can't do it like that. And when you don't got no rats to tell on you, right, and to give secrets concerning that nation, they got a problem. They can't do it on their own. They just can't do it on their own. And it shows you how weak and how they're falling apart. You know? It just shows you, man, when you watch that news, man, America needs rats on their side. They need people within the nation to rat and tell what's going on. Okay? They just can't get it on their own and have intelligence on their own. They ain't got the capability, man. They need rats. And that's what this nation is full of. A lot of rats and liars, man. They love snitching in Babylon the Great. And they love lying, man. Okay? That's how they overthrow you. Lies and rats. And the rats got a lot to say all the time. That's why I can't wait till the Heavenly Father is wipe this place out, man. These rats. God, these rats got a voice now. These rats got a voice now, man. I can't wait. Boy, all these rats. Too many splinters everywhere. And I ain't talking about the splinters you get by rubbing a 2x4 of wood. I'm talking about the splinters that hang around in the sewer with the Ninja Turtle. I'm talking about that splinter. Too many rats around, man. Yeah, man. Rats got a voice now, man. Damn. It's all bad. Boy. Alright. I continue to read it. This is Isaiah 31:1. Woe unto them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on the horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and the horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek thy Lord. Yeah, you don't trust in YAHAWASHI. You trust in Esau's military might. Okay? So therefore, since you don't have trust in YAHAWASHI and have faith in YAHAWASHI, you're going to die with these Edomites and their military might. Okay? You're going to lose. You're going to lose big time. Right? Yeah, I was finna go to Jeremiah 17. Well, I just decided to go and change that better. Alright, so we're dealing with Jeremiah chapter 17, right? So this is Jeremiah chapter 17, right? And I start at verse 5. It says, thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusts in man and make a flesh his arm, whose heart departed from the Lord. So if you trust in Esau, Edom, and his system, and his counsel, and his way of life, right? You're going to be cursed, okay? Destruction will come upon you. You're going to Esau, Edom, for spiritual guidance, and leaving off from the Lord because Esau, Edom you think he got a strong military and his technology is great. All right, you're going to be destroyed. That's what it's going to be, okay? And then it says, let me read that again. It's Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 5. For thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man and maketh flesh his arm, whose heart departed from the Lord. Yeah, whose mind depart from the Lord. Hey, you don't trust in the Lord and hope in man, you out of there. Trying to get spiritual guidance from Esau, Edom, you out of there, man. Okay? You're going to be abandoned. You're going to be left out there. Okay? This is verse 6. He shall be like the heat in the desert. Yeah, in the heat in the desert, there's nothing out there. It's empty. Okay? And shall not see when good cometh, but shall inhabit the porch places in the wilderness, in a salt land, and not inhabit. Oh yeah, you're gonna be isolated. That's what it is. You in the desert and you inherit salt land, you out there by yourself, you're gonna be isolated. So trusting in man and going to man for spiritual guidance, right? Meaning Esau, Edom, you're gonna be isolated. And if you separate yourself from YAHAWASHI, and you're gonna receive a death sentence. Matter of fact, let's get that up. This is a different translation. Yeah, you're gonna be isolated, man. You can't do that. Trusting in man and looking at Esau, Edom, with his technology, his military might for guidance. No, that ain't gonna work. That just ain't gonna work. Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 6, Bible order. See what we can get out of this. It says, Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 6, the New International Version. It said that person will be like a bush in the wasteland. They will not see prosperity. Yeah, the blessing, you ain't gonna see it. Because you're going to be isolated from YAHAWASHI because you're trusting in man. When it comes, they will dwell in the porch places, in the desert, in a salt land where no one lives. Yeah, you're going to be isolated. Stupid. New Living Translation. They are like stunted scrubs in the desert with no hope for the future. Yeah, you out of there. Because the Heavenly Father and the Son is the one that shaped the future. And it's not Esau, Edom. Okay? Esau, Edom trusting himself. Thinking he's going to shape the future, but he's working for YAHAWASHI, and he's shaping his future on the left-hand side to bring destruction to him. So if you're trusting in Esau, Edom, and his way of life, looking at him for guidance and spiritual life, man, he lead you straight into destruction. That's what it's going to be with this technology. Right? It says, the New Living Translation, they are like stunted scrubs in the desert with no hope for the future. They will live in a barren wilderness in an uninhabited salt land. Yeah, you isolate. That's where it's going to be. The Heavenly Father and His Son going to isolate Himself from you, and you're just going to be out there, right? Thinking you going the right way, following Esau, but you're going to die out, just like Esau. Amplified Bible. For he will be like scrubs in a parched desert, and shall not see prosperity when it comes, but shall live in a rocky place of the wilderness in an uninhabited salt land. Yeah, you isolated, okay? Trusting in man and going to him for guidance, spiritual guidance, you're going to be isolated, man. Yeah, you done left out the faith of YAHAWASHI, looking to YAHAWASHI for mercy, faith, guidance, spiritual guidance. You're going to be isolated. Ain't no life in there, okay? The future gonna be destruction. So let's go to Second Ezra. See what we can get out of this. Let's go to Ezra. Y'all bear with me for a second. I gotta get it out. See what we can get out of Ezra real quick. Right? Do I need this?